Good morning, guys. It is Kiani Nicole, and I am here today because I ended up passing my Hesi test, but that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I've been celebrating, and I took a break from just like my computer and stuff like that because I was getting migraines. Like, it was crazy. But I am here to tell you guys what I did. I said I was gonna pass too. I said it. I spoke that into existence. But anyway, I am here to tell you guys what I did. So I did end up using Nurse Hub again because I paid for it, so why not? I did end up using the Hesi A2 book. I will provide the link for that down below. I used that mostly for the math portion because it was giving me different like math scenarios than Nurse Hub would, so therefore I was using that. However, there are grammatical errors, so if you're very anal about that, then I would say either don't get it or, like, you know, get it and just see if you have a different copy than I do, because there were about 3 problems where I got the answer right, however it still said it was wrong and I did it every which way. So again, I don't know. What else? I did not study my reading and grammar and comprehension and all that, which I feel like I should have because I scored about the same from last time, but these 2 scores were still different and lower from the first time that I took it because I mostly focused on reading then a little bit more than I did these past 2 times. So yeah, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I've got some notes for y'all. Wait, here we go. Now what I learned for my math, try not to go based off memory. Like, try not to be like, oh, I know that 25 out of 100 is 0.25, blah, 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 unless you're like a genius. And I know that's simpler. So I mean, like, let's see, 132 over 142 or something like that. Like, actually try to take the time to solve the problem and figure it out without like rushing through it. I know my last 2 times I was just trying to go based off memory, thinking that I would get the same answers that either Nurse Hub gave me or Quizlet gave me, which that defeated the purpose of actually studying. So once I kind of got the hang of the fractions, I'm gonna show you guys what I noticed. And I am not a genius, and y'all probably already knew this, but listen, I don't do math. Math is not my forte. So let me find it. For example, I think this is, here we go. And I was quizzing myself too. Like, I would give myself like 30 questions and see how many I can get right without actually looking at the answers. I would skip the answer. You know, like you can just take the test. On Nurse Hub, you can do a little fake exam and they won't give you the answers until the end. I would go up to like 30 because I'm not trying to like exhaust myself. And sometimes I got 90. Yeah, this one I got 28 out of 30. So that's like 92%, and etc., etc. So for the, where is it? Here we go. So for like division, I always got confused on how that worked, and I did it the very, 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 very long way, and it made everything more difficult than what the hell it was. So prime example, 8 over 9 divided by 8 over 1. I learned from this guy on YouTube, just do 8 over 9 and then flip the 8 over 1 to where it is 1 over 8. So then it would be 8 over 9 times 1 over 8, and you would get 8 over 72, and then you would simplify. And then when it comes to simplifying, I realized if the bottom number cannot be divided by the top number, like 8 over 72 is the answer. If 72 cannot be divided by 8, then try to find a number that both numbers can be divided by. And usually that is the case, but sometimes you always have a remainder. And I was trying to get the whole and most simplified number as much as possible without a remainder. So, of course, 8 divided by 72 or 72 divided by 8 is 8, and then 8 divided by 8 is 1. So, it's just that easy. Another one is 8 over 9 divided by 1 over 18. So, again, 8 over 9 times 18 over 1, and then you would get 144 over 9. So then it's like, can 144 be divided by 9? And then you end up getting 16. 9 times 16 equals 144, and then it's just the whole number, 16. So yeah, that's one thing I did end up learning. Oh, also for multiplication, I would just go across. Like this one is 4 1/3 times 2/5. So I would just leave the 4 whole by itself, and then I would multiply 1 times 2 and 3 times 5, and I would get a completely different answer than what I was supposed to get. And I'll realize you are supposed to do 4 times the bottom number plus the top number. So it would be like 4 times 3 plus 1, and then that would be 13 over 3 times 2 over 5, which would equal 13 over 3 times 2 over 5 equals 26 over 15. And then you simplify. How many 15s are in 26? You get 111 over 15. Boom. Okay, y'all? I swear I thought I was a genius. Like, and then once I actually just really figured it out, like even when it comes to changing decimals to fractions, I figured that mess out. Like, it's so easy. Anything before the decimal point, that's a whole number. So it would be 12, let's say 12.15. It would be 1215 over 100. And then you do your, you know, dividing and et cetera, et cetera. But the main thing that messed me up, let me get it for you guys. These, I don't know if you can see that. It's probably gonna be backwards, but it's like solve for G, solve for Y, solve for X. I never, ever understood this, no matter how many times I got a tutor, no matter how many YouTube videos I watched, nothing. But it was, I believe it was Nurse Hub, where I was just looking at the example and I was just really like staring at it, and then something just clicked in my brain. I'm like, holy shit. Exactly. So like this one, 3G minus 10 divided by 4 equals 5 times 4. So I realized when it says like divided by 4, like right here, it is 3G minus 10 divided by 4. If it says to divide, you end up times, like you multiply by that same number. So now we would get 3G minus 10 divided by 4 times 4 equals 5 times 4. And then, yeah, you keep going. 3G, well, these two would cancel each other out, the 4 times 4, which I never understood that either. But once I finally figured it out, again, it clicked in my brain. So then you would get 3G minus 10 equals 20, because 5 times 4 is 20. And then since you have the minus 10, same thing with the division or the multiplication, 3G minus 10, so since it says minus, I would do plus 10, equals 20 plus 10. And then so the 10s would cancel each other out, and then it would just be 3G equals 30. 3 divided by 30 is 10. G equals 10. It took me years to figure this out. Like, I swear, I am so confident now. Also, I don't know what y'all believe in, if it's God, the universe, spirits, manifestation, whatever it is. Like, literally, do not speak. My husband told me this too, because I am a Debbie Downer when it comes to like something that I keep trying, and then I just keep failing, I will be a Debbie Downer, and that's just me. But he literally told me like, stop speaking negatively to yourself. And once I realized that, because it's like, what's the point in studying if you feel like you already know you're gonna fail? That defeats the purpose, right? At that point, just give up. So I just kept telling myself, whether I pass or fail, I am fine with whatever result I get, as long as it is an improvement from my last result. And I just kept telling myself, I'm giving all my stresses and all my problems to God, because baby, I don't need to have a heart attack or a stroke trying to get into nursing school. So I just kept telling myself, I will pass. And if I don't pass, as long as I see improvement, that means whatever I am doing is working, and I will be satisfied with that, because that is still a result at the end of the day, whether it's passing or failing. Improvement is what you want to see. And so I definitely saw improvement, because my last Hesi score was 68%, and I passed with an 82.97%. And I even wrote it down in my planner. I wish I had my planner in here so I can show you guys. I had set a goal that by July, I would pass my Hesi test. The minimum is 75%, but my next goal was that I would pass with at least a minimum an 80%. And I got my 82%. My third goal was 85%, but you know, I was just reaching for the stars. If I would have studied my reading comprehension, I probably would have got that 85%, because I was knocking that. Girl, when I took my, sorry y'all, I'm got stuff stuck to the bottom of my legs, but hold on. Okay. When I took my Hesi test, because at my school, you get your results right after you're done with the subject. When I took the chemistry first, I was just like, fudge it. I'm going, go big or go home, you know? And so I took my chemistry portion, and when I say I thought I was dreaming, I thought it was a joke, because not only did they add more questions to the Hesi test, so at first it was 25 questions. When I went to go take it this time, it was 30 questions. So I was really tweaking, because I just kept telling myself, like, I need 19 out of 25, that'd be 72%, and that'll increase my score, blah, 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 blah. Like, I literally had the grade calculator pulled up to the point where I knew how much each subject weighed, and in order to get, like, what score, and, you know, I was really determined. So that was a curveball. It was 30 questions, and when I say I passed and it told me 82%, I was like, mind you, some of these questions I had, like, it was what I studied, but it's the way that they word the questions that will really get you messed up. Like, it's like what does a proton, no, was it a proton? It says, what does a proton consist of? Okay, I know that a proton is a positively charged atom, but that's all I know. And then, so it would be like neutrons and electrons, or something, and I'm like, I don't know the answer to this. Like, I don't know the answer to this. I just knew the basic stuff of what is a proton. That's all I knew. And then there was a question about the nucleus, and what was it? I'm sorry, y'all, I just zoned out because I'm trying to picture it in my brain. It was about the nucleus and electrons. And it says, if the electrons sit in orbit around the nucleus, if they are orbiting around the nucleus, if they orbit in the outer shell of the nucleus, and again, all I know is that electrons orbit the nucleus. That's all I know. I don't know. But then I thought, I went with electrons orbit the nucleus in the outer shell, because I was thinking of valence electrons, and valence electrons consist of electrons in the outermost shell. So, but they will give you these questions like 2-3 times. because I got another question about a proton, and it was like, a proton has what in it? Like the last question was, what does a proton consist of altogether? And then the next question was, a proton has one of these things in it, and you just have to pick. And it will show you both, but I went with whatever would make it positive, because that's all I know, is that it's a positive charge. So it was just by the grace of God, honestly, because I mean, I know for a fact I worked my butt off for the math. There we go. For the math, I did really good. I wish I had my results. I do have my results. Hold up. Okay, so I went to go look at my results. So I passed my math with an 84%, my reading with an 84%, and my chemistry with an 82%. Right? Okay. So yeah, I was just very excited, and I would say, do not give up. Like, don't give up. For me, I think 3 is my lucky number, because now that I passed my Hesi test, I dropped my application. The deadline is September 1st. I spoke to a nursing advisor, and they said, because we have a point system, max points is 160. Usually they say like the minimum that they would like people to apply with. I've seen some get in with 77 points. I know last fall it was 76 points was the minimum. And so my nursing advisor said that I have 85 points. I'm applying with 85 points. So I'm excited about that, because it just makes me feel like I will get in. And I'm just gonna keep telling myself that I'm gonna get in, because I'm not about to be being negative with myself. That really does take a toll on your health, by the way. Don't do that. Don't follow in my footsteps. My anxiety was like through the roof. Like I couldn't do anything. I was just waking up having panic attacks. I was dreaming about numbers and conversions and etc. Do not do it. But yeah, so I will find out 2 to 6 weeks after September 1st if I got into my nursing program. And I say that 3 is my lucky number because usually, like I've been applying for jobs, and there are 2 jobs specifically that I wanted. No major jobs, just like department stores, but it took me 3 tries just to get in, because, and I don't know if it's because I don't try my hardest the first 2 times, because I'm thinking, oh, it's just Kohl's, example. One of the places is Kohl's. It's just Kohl's, like why would I care to get in there, blah, 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 blah. I only want a part-time job because I'm not in school anymore, so might as well save some money. And I don't know. I think either I wasn't trying hard enough, or I just felt more determined, or I was more positive, whatever the case may be, but everything has been taking me 3 times, and I've been getting in, and so therefore I am now claiming it as my lucky number. But yeah, I would say don't give up. Don't go based off memory. Like really try to understand the problem. Let me see if I have another one for y'all, because y'all, I thought I'd bring my chemistry one in here. My chemistry, and these, by the way, I don't know if you're like a note taker. Like I'm a note taker, like these, because I hate individual index cards. I got these off of Amazon. I have one for each subject. This is my math one. I have a chemistry one, and I think they're perfect for just short notes. Like if you just want to look at something, because sometimes I would take a break. Excuse me, something's in my eye. I would take a break from looking at my computer, because that can be draining. Like literally my eye was starting to twitch how often I was on my computer, and just the migraines were crazy. But I would look at this, and I would just, you see it's not that full because I only do it for like my most difficult problems. And yeah, I would just tell myself over and over and over again, like here, when multiplying fractions, blah, 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 blah. And when taking your notes, do your answer, and I'm pretty sure this is just common sense to everybody, but some people, like I used to just, when rushing, I didn't take the time to do my answer in a different color, because there are going to be times where you do remember what you write down, and it's gonna pop up in your brain. But for me, I don't want to say I have like a photographic memory, but sometimes I can literally picture what I wrote down, and it'll all be a blur because I wrote in all black. So I remember the beginning of the sentence, I remember the end, but Like sometimes I'll be writing and my answer's in the middle, and then I'll continue writing for something else. So now, as you can see, purple, that's the problem. Red or orange, that's the answer, whatever color you see. And so, yeah, I will provide the link down below for these bad boys. If you are a writer, like I need to physically write things down. Like I've gone through about 5 notebooks, even like a whole pack of printing paper, just because I need to figure a problem out. And I'm not sure if you guys know like conversions. I would say learn your conversions for math. Yeah, that's definitely most important. I would say conversions, percentages, ratios and proportions are literally the main, like it's gonna be multiplication, division, but that ratio and proportions are they're gonna take over. So I think I have something in here too, but I don't know if I wrote it down. But because I didn't know that this was a ratio problem, because when you fail the Hesi test, they give you everything that you failed on, and they'll be like, you know, this is where you could improve your score. It will give you a number like 8 to 72. That ratio, like 8.72. Write it as a fraction. And now, so I'm thinking I have to multiply, I then have to divide or simplify, yada, 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 yada. No, they literally meant like just write it as a fraction. And so then it was literally 8/72. When I say I was livid, like I was making things more difficult than what it was, because like this Hesi test and even the little tips that they give you after you fail, they're pointless. They're not like pointless. You see where you could improve your score at. Like for me, reading comprehension, it tells me like coming to conclusions or summarizing a paragraph is something that I really need to improve on. But yeah, like those questions are absolutely ridiculous. But I would say learn your measurements. Like learn them. I was saying them to myself all day, every day, because that can be confusing. Like I would just tell myself 1 cup equals 8 ounces, 2 cups equals 16 ounces, 2 cups also equals 1 pint, 2 pints equals 1 quart, and 4 quarts equals a gallon, and then a gallon is equivalent to 128 ounces. Like I would just keep telling myself over and over again. And I probably messed up because, again, like now that I've passed, I've been slowly but surely doing a brain dump, but I'm not trying to dump everything because I know I'm still need it later. But I would also tell myself like 2.54 inches is equal to 1 centimeter, and 2.22 pounds is 1 kilogram. Like literally all day. I would be in the car, I would be sleeping, I would be eating. I'm just like repetitiveness, because then it turns into a muscle memory. And so when you're taking your test, there are just gonna be some things that just come to you easy, and you're like, oh, I already know this, because you've just been saying it and doing it over and over and over and over. Like I would sometimes just be doing math problems in the air. Like, this is how you do this, blah, 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 blah. I would take like, let's say, what is 150 out of 475 as a percent? So I know that you're supposed to times 150 by 100 and then divide that 100 by that answer, and then there you go. You got your percentage. At first I did not know how to do that. So I would definitely say take your time. Don't give up. And I'm sorry it took so long to come up with this video. I'm also gonna add my reaction in there, the day I took my Hesi test, because like when I tell y'all, I was so excited, I couldn't even cry. Like I wanted to cry so bad, and I just could not cry because I was just so shocked. Like I was shocked that I passed this Hesi test. Like I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say I didn't think I was gonna pass. I just really, I didn't think I was gonna get that 82%, that's for sure. And I thought if I did pass, it would be like a barely passing, like 76, 77%. So I passed my fucking test! Oh my God, I'm so happy. I could literally cry, but I'm not gonna cry because I don't know, like, I'm just so overwhelmed. Yeah, I passed with an 80. My last score was 64%. Like, oh my God. The only thing I'm waiting for now is just to see if I get into my nursing program, which I think I will. If I don't, then they said I have to retake the Hesi and improve my score. So, but I'm gonna get in. Watch. I'll be coming back with another video saying I got in. In the meantime, I will be more frequent now because I have a lot of free time. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for just being so positive and wishing me good luck. And I pray, and I'm just speaking into existence, that everybody passes their Hesi exam or whatever the heck they're giving y'all out there. I know some of y'all have to take even more subjects, and because I can't imagine having to do anatomy and physiology. Like, that would mess me up. I never paid attention in that class. Surprisingly, I passed with a B. But good luck to you guys. Don't give up. Do not give up. There are gonna be breakdowns. There's gonna be lots of tears, but you guys got this, just like I had it. And I'm just so grateful that you guys were there rooting me on. And my husband, I had a really great support system. I don't know if you heard that, but that's my son screaming at the top of his lungs like he's dying. And yeah, so tune in because I will be dropping another video sometime this week with a hair install. I'm just debating on where I want to get my hair from. So if you guys got any suggestions, just comment them below. And thank you so much. Bye. So apparently my tripod just broke, but I wanted to tell you guys, do not mind my crooked ass eyebrows and some in my video, and my lace, it wasn't laid, but it's late now. It's because I was busy getting dressed, and then I remembered that I needed to record for y'all.